Hi, my name is Abby Ryan, and I have the absolute pleasure of introducing the class of 2019's very own classical rock star, Kaitlyn Jang. Not only is KJ an incredible violinist, she is also one of the most kind, caring, and intelligent people that I have met during my 4 years at St. Mary's. She treats everyone with love and never fails to put a smile on my face and make my days brighter. Our class would truly not be the same without her thoughtful advice and endless wisdom, and I have no doubt that you will see why we love our KJ so much during her speech today. So I give you our very own Kaitlyn Sujin Jang.
Snip, 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 snippity, snip, snip. These are possibly some of the scariest sounds I have heard and continue to hear at least once a year. We all know that feeling, staring at yourself in the mirror in terror as the hairdresser begins to slowly cut away at your hair. You want to say, "Stop, now, please, this is way too short." But you just continue to nod and smile that fake smile of yours when asked if you like your new do. Unfortunately, this scenario gets a lot scarier when your grandmother, who possesses zero hair skills, is the one doing the snipping. My grandmother was my hairdresser up until I was in the 5th grade. As much as I hate to admit it, it was just not cute. My bangs and bob did my face no justice, but instead gave birth to what I and many others call my Edna Mode hair. Yes, I look like Edna Mode. For anyone who does not know, Edna Mode is the small and sassy superhero suit designer in Pixar's The Incredibles. However, Edna's notorious black bob with bangs is the trademark that has served as my comparison for years. And it all started that fateful day when my grandmother decided it was a great idea to cut me some bangs and chop off all my hair while my parents were away at work. Thankfully, I grew out of this haircut by the time I reached senior kindergarten, but much to my parents' dismay, I would soon go back to looking like Edna Mode. A couple of years after my first disastrous haircut, my other grandmother visited from Korea. I guess both of my grandmothers had a fixation with my hair because the next thing I knew, I was sitting in front of the mirror watching this grandmother also slowly cut away at my long hair. Fortunately, no bangs were issued this time, but my resemblance to Edna did not disappear at all until the 7th grade. For a long time, I was traumatized by both of my grandmothers and refused to get anything more than a simple trim. But for some reason, I found myself with the desire to have the Edna Mode hair once more and worked up the courage to get a major chop last year. This year, I was absolutely certain that I would grow out my hair, but I impulsively went back to my Edna Mode hair during Thanksgiving break. I guess even through the trauma and bad hair days, I have somehow grown to like the Edna hair. As cheesy as it sounds, Edna Mode is a part of me now. I am she is I. We are one. Now that I think back, I have been Edna Mode for more than half of my life. This hairstyle has constituted my everyday look, becoming one of many constants in my life. And even though I did not appreciate it at the time, my grandmothers were there for me when I needed a haircut. Of course, I prefer their delicious cooking over their barber skills, but my grandparents, particularly the ones who live with me, have always been right there next to me, acting as a constant themselves. Whenever I get home from school, my grandparents are there to greet me. They will always laugh at my terrible jokes and give me the most unconditional love. My grandparents are the deepest connection I have to my family traditions and culture. When I walk into my house, I automatically smell my grandmother's food cooking on the stove as the all too familiar sounds of the Korean language fill my ears. To me, this is home. My grandparents have shown me the essence of family. Especially in uncertain times, we often find ourselves searching for the familiarity and comfort in the small, constant factors in our lives. Whether it is my Edna Mode hair, cooking with my grandmother, or just speaking Korean, A little bit of familiarity and assurance is sometimes what I need most to keep me rooted and persevere through any challenges, and I hope you all have some familiarity that you can turn towards when you need it. To St. Mary's and my incredible class of 2019, thank you for being a constant in my life and giving me another place to call home. You guys are and will always be my family, even if you clown my Edna mode hair. Thank you.